Welcome to Mindset. I am Brad Barrett. As always, producer Jared and the lovely Kira. Happy 2026.
Woo.
We're in the new year. We made it.
Where are the flying cars?
They're not here yet.
2026. I mean,
They might be.
Stay
tuned.
It's crazy that we're here already.
I'm sure they have to have one that at least like levitates a little bit.
Hover cars.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure. Anyone who's Googled anything or on social media, I'm sure they've seen something. They're like, oh yeah, no, this definitely exists.
Look,
Like self-parking. They have those self-parking cars. That's close enough.
Back to the Future 2 was way off.
Buff.
Just saying.
Way off. Well, hey, we're going to have a fun show today. We like to do in the first week of January, we like to do a prediction show. Today, we did one last year. We're going to do one this year. We're going to talk about bank predictions, what the major banks are looking at for the markets this year, for GDP, for interest rates. We're going to talk about AI, the predictions there. We're going to talk about the housing market.
Predictions are fun.
Predictions are fun.
Yeah.
I like them. It's a new year, so we're going to be looking at what the experts are saying. So we're going to take two banks in particular. We're going to take JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs.
We're the big boys, right?
They're the big boys.
Top
They're the big
dogs.
boys,
Top
right?
dogs, yeah.
What JP Morgan is saying for this year is the S&P 500, which for most people who know this, right, it's typically the broad indicator of how the economy is doing. They're predicting, JP Morgan is, to have the S&P 500 end the year in 2026 at 7,500. Right now, just for a frame of reference, it's trading at right around 6,800, 6,900.
So what is that? 700,
About 10% rate of return, give or take.
10%, which is pretty good.
It's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, anytime you have a 10% rate of return, it's not negative. Any sort of return's a good return in theory.
But that's pretty solid.
I would think so. Absolutely.
So they're bullish.
They absolutely are. They also have
Look
the
at
base
you.
case. Oh, so you heard the bullish, bearish,
Yes.
hawkish, dovish?
What's not? I've
Hawkish.
never heard
Hawkish.
of that.
It's a Fed term. When they're being more aggressive with rates, they're hawkish. When they're being more docile, they're more dovish.
Are they hawk to it?
I don't know why market people always have this thing about like animal. Or what now?
Nothing. No.
I heard that. I think I heard what I thought. No, but like for some reason, I find it kind of humorous that financial geeks like us, we tend to put animalisms to it, right? Bullish, bearish, hawkish, dovish.
Oh, hawk.
Hawk, like a hawk, like a.
What do you think you said?
What do you think I said?
Hawkaloogie.
That's why you said.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
No,
am I the only one thinking that?
no, hawkish,
Hawk.
dove-ish,
Hawk.
hawk.
H-A-W-K.
H-A-W-K, yes.
Caw.
Yes. They are predicting bullish. Yes, they
Bullish.
are.
All right, that's
They're predicting
awesome.
bullish, which is good.
For people of my level, like it's encouraging, at least hopeful to hear like a major finance institution being like, hey, we're pretty encouraged for this year.
Yeah. And remember, so real quickly, I won't go into the details on these, but what they're looking at is forecasted earnings per shares. They're looking at forecasted dividend yields. They're looking at forward-looking price to earnings multiples, a lot of the fundamentals that we look into certain companies. And then typically what these analysts will do, they'll take the individual companies, they take a bottom-up approach. They'll kind of take a look at what's going on. Then they'll kind of go to the sectors that they're in and the kind of industries, and they'll kind of, get this report that way from what they're seeing.
Hey, I understood that. That was good.
So there you go.
Nice. Well,
Right?
I'm putting all my chips in the S&P.
Again,
100%.
I'm not saying to do that.
Exposure.
100% exposure.
Yeah. That's a term, right?
Yeah, just say with confidence. Anything, please.
I mean, yeah, just
I
end
thought
it
it
there.
sounded
I thought
great.
it sounded great. Let's talk about what they said last year. There's three things that they said that we looked at, right? They said there was going to be strong economic future for 2025 with a 15% chance of recession. That was true. We did not go into recession last year. Point number one. They also said growth is projected to slow to 2.2% in 2025 from 2.7 the year before in 24. That was actually too optimistic. It came out more around 1.9 to 2%. So it wasn't as hot as they thought it was going to be in terms of the slowdown. And the last thing they said was inflation. So in terms of the PCE, they said it could rise to 2.7% by the end of 2025 and a one-time boost from things like tariffs, which we saw in the first part of last year. That was correct. We did see that.
2 for 3.
2 for 3.
So fairly
Not
solid.
bad. Okay, so we talked about JP Morgan. Let's talk about Goldman Sachs. In 2025, they were predicting worldwide GDP is to expand to 2.7%. That was true. They nailed that one.
Like right on?
Yep.
Impressive.
Like on the point.
Wow, good
Yeah.
job.
That one is actually interesting, right? They also said US GDP, not just worldwide, is projected to increase 2.5% in 2025, which is well ahead of what a consensus in the Fed at that time was, about 1.9. That was not true. It was 2.2%, just a little bit shy of that. So it didn't grow as much in the US. We had a little more worldwide expansion.
Yeah, but not bad.
Not bad at all. And then inflation, they said it would slow to 2.4%, give or take, by late 2025. That was also true.
So 2 for 3.
2 for 3.
I'm pretty
You
impressed.
sensing a pattern?
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
So we talked about Goldman Sachs. Let's talk about for 2025. Let's talk about 2026. They actually did a mid-year projection, not a full year, so it's a little bit different. They were showing earnings in the S&P 500 are expected and projected to grow by 7% by mid-year. They're projecting a 6,900 price target on the S&P 500 mid-year. It's a little bit shyer, a little bit lighter than JP Morgan, but JP Morgan's was a full year. So I'm kind of saying I'm going to put it in the camp of they're basically the same.
Yeah.
Right.
If you extrapolate that out a little bit, I bet you they would lower the tail end of the latter half if they came out with one. I bet you probably around the same.
Probably about the same. Okay.
So we're kind of seeing somewhere between 7-10% of projections we're seeing for the broader US market. For that standpoint, from a market perspective, they're also saying that, despite high valuations, they're focusing on global stocks to return about 7.7% annually. So they're also saying, globally it should be doing as well too.
So this year you should get around between 7-10% return on.
Yeah. Don't go trading on
Hopefully.
that hypothetical.
They're predicting.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. It's a prediction show. That's what we're talking about.
Which is better than a
Hey.
CD or a
Yes.
money market account
Yes.
or so fairly good returns, I would
It
think.
is. Yeah. It's higher than what we would call the risk-free rate, which is what you just mentioned,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Again, these are predictions. No one has a crystal ball. That's the big thing I want to share.
Right.
Okay. And lastly, for 2026, Goldman Sachs is forecasting U.S. economic growth will accelerate to 2 to 2.5% in 2026. So we're seeing some overall gross domestic product consumption growing throughout the year, which is good.
So that's a good number
yes.
for a healthy
Yeah.
growth.
It's good.
Another
And
prediction they have, a weakening job market for college-educated workers is
This one spoke to
particularly
you.
notable. So as of September, the unemployment rate for college graduates aged 25 or older stood at 2.8%. And while
September of last year, a couple months
yes,
ago. Okay.
of 2025. Yeah. While that doesn't sound too serious, it's about 50% higher than its 2022 low. And meanwhile, they also said the unemployment rate for college graduates aged 20 to 24 has climbed to 8.5%, which is up 70% from its 2022 low.
Can I make a hopefully not too mean of a quote? Stop getting stupid degrees. Is that on the, I mean, like I see some people coming out and they're getting like underwater basket weaving degrees. I'm like, what are you going to do with that? I'm sorry. Like,
No, it's true.
For sure.
they want to blame, they want to blame the job market on that. But I'm like, what are you,
Well, that's what I'm curious.
you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, dude.
I'm curious about is that the jobs aren't there for them, or
I don't know. I mean,
that
that's
more people are getting degrees that are just simply not needed or used. And I know there's certain sectors that are doing really bad.
yeah.
Tech and a lot of things like that. Their jobs are like these companies are laying off people by the hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
So I'd be willing to say that job market is decreasing.
The trades, I think, are one of the best job types you can have right now.
Trades are booming,
Right.
which is
Booming.
probably why the college education jobs are low and the trades are booming.
Yeah. Now, with that said, AI, let's talk about it. We want to talk about some predictions here.
Some big AI predictions. What's
Some
going on?
Big
Hit
AI.
me.
So one of the first things that they're thinking, JP Morgan came out and was saying that valuations, earnings, and AI look bubbly. So you can maybe comment on this. I looked it up a little bit, but they're saying that it's like a bubble, like it can burst. Is that what that means?
No, that vernacular is, well, yes, it's talking about that, but it's the problem with that is I think there's a note in there too that the fundamentals inside of there are also hard to understand. The fundamentals it's looking a little bubbly because of the demand and the interest. When you talk about valuations being bubbly, they're saying that, hey, the valuations of a company are rising because the demand of the people buying into it don't match the fundamentals of the company. The fundamentals being their income, their margins, things like that.
Right.
They're like, it's overpriced for what it really should be. So that's why they're kind of seeing a bubble in that environment.
Right.
And I also think that's true of a lot of the Magnificent Seven, which is, some of the bigger tech stocks as well.
Yeah.
That are kind of, looking to continue to expand their market share with strategic investments and all those things they're trying to do.
Which are all heavily investing in AI.
That's my point.
And are laying people off left and right.
Most are tech heavy in general, and they're doing the riffs. Reduction in force. That's the reduction in force. They are.
Crap canning.
Basically, you got canned. And that sucks.
Right.
But HR is going to say, well, we're doing a riff. Oh, it sounds really sweet when you say it that way.
Yeah, you got replaced with a robot or AI intelligence.
And that's going to, that's something that we talk about internally here a lot. And I think a lot of people share. It's something we got to look at. And Jared thinks the world's going to end tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but robots are going to take over.
We joke, but I would honestly predict by the end of this year, unemployment is far higher than anyone's predicting because of AI.
So here's what I have to say to those that are thinking this when it comes to AI and these predictions we talked about and with that comment. I think like anything, like my joke always with technology is, I've said this before, it's like go try to, look up Blockbuster on your BlackBerry. Like technology is inevitable, okay? Now AI is a different animal. I will get you on that one.
Yeah, this is way different.
I'm with you, but people were talking about the computer back in the day the same way, the internet 30 years ago, in the same vein. Right? Now, I'm not saying that AI is not that, but what I am saying is we need, as humans, we can be creative and figure out, just like we did in previous histories and generations, right? How we work around this and use it to our advantage, not to have it just replace us. I think the scary concept of, excuses and goals, they don't mix well together, right? So be careful how you get caught in that camp. Oh, AI took my job. I'm aware it's a problem. It can be for your specific industry, but reinvent yourself. Figure something out.
True, but I'll say that the big difference is the rate of which technology is growing is, to compare it to compound interest, the computer, that technology was growing slower.
Yeah.
We're now reaching that
hockey stick
where it's exploding. So people are not going to be able to shift fast enough because of our actual rate of technology growth. I mean, it's like doubling. I don't know what the actual number is, but it used to be by the year. Now it's by the day. And so that's what is really kind of scary about that is it shifting faster than people can even react to reinvent themselves.
I also think it's going to, depend on the company and the employers because like you guys, like if they advance robots and they make, AI advisors, like you guys still might enjoy having, real people do that stuff. So I feel like it just depends company to company. And I feel like there's a major trust issue with all this stuff where I feel like, yes, there's a lot of supporters with AI, but I think there's a lot of people that are starting to not trust it and not trust the direction in which it's going.
Hey, it can be a great tool, but it's not going to be everything. So, all right, let's talk about housing markets. What do we got there, Kira?
Wait, before we get to housing markets, Nicodemus, learned about him recently.
Oh.
That's not his name. What is it? Oh, Notre Dame.
There you go.
Nicodemus is in the Bible?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's biblical. And I'm like, you're a pastor's wife. You're just hearing about Nicodemus? We got a problem.
Yeah.
Sorry. Nostradamus.
Fail.
Continue.
Okay. Nostradamus. He made predictions about, in 2026, the West losing its light and silence. And a lot of people think that metaphorically might refer to the rapid advancement of AI in China, Japan, and other Eastern nations. But there's also guys like Gary Vee who are predicting that there's going to be new job opportunities kind of in that humans prioritizing human relationships, where he thinks people are going to, pay for, a friend to go on a walk with and stuff like that. So I do think, kind of back to your point, like I think we will evolve and just find, new outlets for work.
They have professional cuddlers. I just read an article about it.
That's crazy. That's a little
People
extreme for
spoon
me.
you and just hold you.
I don't.
Yeah.
That's
Like to a stranger?
it's quite vulnerable.
Yeah.
A stranger.
I would do that with my friends maybe, but
Yeah. It's a new world.
It's a new world. All right, what's going on in housing? So we talked about AI. We've talked about some stock market, economic predictions. Let's talk about the housing market.
Housing. This is big. We all want it. We all need it.
Yep. So home values are forecast to rise in 2026, according to Zillow. So everyone who owns a home is
appreciation.
stoked.
Good for you.
Appreciation. According to Zillow, house prices, house values in 2026 are forecast to rise by 1.2%.
Huzzah.
Huzzah. Huzzah. Zillow expects projects, they expect about 4.26 million existing home sales next year. That's what their projection is.
Oh, that's
Wow.
pretty big.
It's a lot. It's actually a 4.3% increase over last year, 2025. They're seeing that because affordability now brings more demand back to the market.
Woohoo.
I think that's one thing that we didn't talk about, but I want to mention. There are a lot of projections going on with banks that are seeing about 2 or 3 rate reductions into this year from the Federal Reserve. That's projected.
That's massive.
That would be big.
Probably won't get down to 2 to 3s.
I don't think we're ever going to see COVID numbers again.
Yeah.
No, and you've heard me say this rant before, but like we should never have been there in the first place. Okay, the whole idea. Remember, there was a word, artificially low.
Yeah.
Everyone just glanced over that word. It was artificial. We were pumping money in the system to push it down. We don't want that. That's a bad thing.
Right.
Inflation and interest rates are kind of a hand-in-hand thing with money supply. It's called the M1, M2 money supply. So if we have too much money in the system and we lower rates too much, right, then it becomes all of a sudden house prices will jump. So what they're doing right now is having this carefully orchestrated dance going on between how much is in the money supply and the demand with housing in particular and relative to rates.
Right.
So it's just important we all kind of know that. Everyone wants, I want rates to lower. Yeah, you do, but at the same time, you're going to be priced out of your market potentially.
Right.
So it's a tough situation.
Delicate balance.
It's a delicate balance. For homeowners, it is increasing, which is good. Demand is increasing. We're seeing they're projecting over 4 million houses being sold in the year, which is solid.
Yeah.
You know, again, it's a higher increase than the year before. So that's all good.
Hey, reap those COVID benefits.
I'm trying.
Take that.
I mean,
that
yeah.
low interest
Hey, look,
rate.
all day. But hey, for those of you looking at a house this year, I talked to a lot of clients about, there's a saying that I always try to say is date the rate. If you found the house and you're scared of the rate, just know that the rate won't be that forever.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay? Date the rate. Marry the house, date the rate. Don't be scared. Figure it out. Work your finances out with your advisor. Make sure it works. But just remember that.
You can pay that for a year. It drops. You refinance.
Yeah.
Don't get scared off too much.
My renters.
Woo!
Woo woo. Here we go. Rent affordability is expected to improve in 2026. I think that's good for a lot of renters because I think that's a big issue right now.
Crazy.
I would say in major markets that doesn't come true. Like
I think,
LA's, I would say not.
Yeah, these are kind of suggested markets. I think the higher demand markets, you're going to see more of a bubble inside there. They're saying, well, we don't have to lower rent because we're getting it.
Yeah.
Whether we like it or not, we're getting it.
Yeah.
So I agree with you, but I also can kind of see some migration places. I see it in my practice right now. People moving from larger areas into more of the Midwest, more of the South. You know, places like Pacific Northwest, where there is more affordability because the demand isn't as much. Now, some of those areas are creating their own demand, right?
Yeah.
I moved a lot of people, so a lot of reloads into Washington, Idaho in particular is a big one. Tennessee was another one.
Oh my gosh.
And I was kind of
Christian migration.
Yeah, kind of. And I was kind of joking with them, like they don't know it, but I'm like, you guys are all kind of raising the prices on each other because everyone's, my friend's moving. Oh, I'm moving. Great. I mean, they're kind of in the same area. I'm like, you're the one bidding on the same houses.
What used to be,
that's kind of funny.
It used to be Colorado. People were going to Colorado, and that housing market,
Denver
out of
exploded.
Denver,
Yep.
is the same prices we pay here.
Yep.
Yeah. My mom went to Colorado because my brother used to go to college there. She was like, oh my gosh, I love it here. She, on her way to go visit him, was like, oh, we're going to just like stop and check out houses because they need an hour to kill.
Yeah.
They walked up, they had a California license plate, and people were like, families are walking up to the house at the same time. And they saw their license plate and they're like, should we go now? Because they were so used to people just buying cash out because they would sell their home in California, buy it cash down, whatever. And they were like, oh no, like we're just checking it out. We're in like, the mortgage industry. We want to, whatever.
Wow.
So
Interesting.
crazy.
I mean, we're not too loved by others when we move into their towns because we tend to move in flocks.
Nobody likes us.
Yeah, raising a lot of prices.
I know. Real quickly on the housing thing. So we talked about 2026. A couple of things just to give you some reference point on what Zillow was saying last year. Last year, they said home values nationally are forecast to grow by 2.6, and they were right.
Hey.
So some of these, they're pretty spot on some of these. The other one that came up was Zillow forecasted last year, 2025, 4.3 million sales of existing homes, which was up a little bit, and they were actually not far off. They were at 4.1, 4.2.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
That's pretty close.
Pretty close.
Yeah. Well, all hopeful stuff though. Going to be a good year.
Yeah. Hey, however you guys like this show, we hope you did. However you guys like this show,
What does that mean?
I don't know.
However you liked it.
However you liked it.
However you took it.
However do you want it?
However you want it.
However do you need it? And that song?
No.
What is that song?
How do you want it?
No.
No.
I lost it.
No.
Is that In Vogue?
I have no idea.
I think this is cue to cut. We'll just,
Wrap it up.
Well, hope you guys enjoyed that today. We had some fun with it. As always, remember, these are just predictions. We use some sources, but we just want to make sure we love on you this year. We're happy to kind of keep coming out with shows every week. Thank you to our subscribers. If you're new to the show, we come out with weekly episodes, so stay tuned. We got some fun ones coming up. But as always, we end our show with, if you lead with love, it's going to be all right. See you guys.
Hey, don't worry. I'll cut that out.
Oh, no, that's good, though. That's gold.
I don't even care. It's fine.
That's good.
It's fine.
Why are we talking like that?
Your whispers sound creepy in my ears.
Just learn about Nostradamus.
No. That was so gross.
Do you just gargle?
No. He's going to do it again. So I'm gonna take you
No,
out.
I'm not. I promise I'm not. I'm not.
He did this
He
like
brought it up.
fish tongue thing, lizard thing.
I was gonna, that's gonna live rent free in Jared's head for a while. Sorry, I was not planned. Sorry, Nostradamus. Go
He's
ahead.
out the rest of the day. Anyway.
I'm not going to get that image out of my head, so I'm going to look this way.